What's the scariest thing you've seen walking alone at night? While camping my group, and I turned and watched a blood-covered man step out from behind a tree, and we realized we'd made a terrible mistake coming here. Our group of 6 experienced hikers had just unloaded from the van, and this guy was staring at us like we'd walked into his living room uninvited. About 20 feet away, someone was watching us from behind a massive pine tree. Just the edge of a shoulder and part of a face visible in the darkness. No headlamp, no gear, just standing there perfectly still. Enzo had done 2 tours in Afghanistan and didn't mess around with weird situations. He aimed his light at the tree and used his command voice. "Hey, come out where we can see you. What are you doing out here?" The guy stepped out slowly, like he was aura farming. When our 6 headlamps hit him, everyone took a step back. His white t-shirt was streaked with dark stains that looked exactly like dried blood. Handprint smears across the chest and splatter patterns down one side. His hair hung past his shoulders like a League of Legends player who hadn't touched water. But the worst part was his eyes. They reflected our lights like an animal's and didn't blink once. He was wearing shorts despite the freezing temperature and no shoes at all. His feet were black with dirt and what might have been more blood. "You can't camp here," he said. His voice was calm, but there was something wrong with it, like he was trying to sound normal but didn't quite remember how. Gerald stepped forward next to Enzo. "This is public land. We can camp wherever we want." The man tilted his head at an odd angle. "I don't think that's a good idea for any of you." We huddled together to quickly discuss our options. Everyone whispered about how creepy this guy was and whether we should just leave. When we turned back to tell him we were staying anyway, he'd disappeared back behind the tree. Only a sliver of white shirt showed he was still there. My stomach felt like ice. This wasn't some angry property owner or confused hiker. Something was seriously wrong with this person standing in the woods at night, covered in what looked like blood. Sarah was practically shaking next to me, and even Enzo looked unsettled. "Pack up," Enzo said quietly. "We're leaving right now." Nobody argued. We threw our gear back in the van faster as hell, thinking that'd be the end of it. As we started driving down the road, that's when the man started running after us. He pulled out a flashlight with a red filter and sprinted behind the van. His legs pumped impossibly fast for someone barefoot on a rocky road. His mouth was open like he was screaming, but we couldn't hear it over the engine. He chased us for at least a quarter mile before we spotted a park ranger truck coming up the road. Enzo waved him down, and we all talked over each other, trying to explain what happened. The ranger listened carefully and said he'd go check it out immediately. He told us to keep driving and he'd call us if we were safe. Pablo drove us all the way back to town where we got motel rooms waiting to know if the man was still after us. Nobody slept well that night. I kept seeing those reflecting eyes and bloody shirt every time I closed mine. The next morning, the ranger called Enzo. His voice sounded different than the night before, more serious and official. He said they'd found the man and arrested him. 2 days earlier, a young woman had gone missing on a trail about 10 miles from where we'd been. They found her body that morning.